Okay, so for what we're doing today in terms of sous vide, I know that we've shown a couple other sous vide techniques with the lemon cream for the frozen macaroons and also the berry consomme that we're making. But we're also going to go ahead and we did a ribeye as well. So that way you all could see some meat that's prepared via sous vide. So this has been going at 135 degrees for 45 minutes. So this has now reached equilibrium. We're now going to go ahead and cut this open. I have butter, salt, pepper, thyme, garlic in here that it's been marinating in. Okay. So it's kind of hard to see, but it's a pretty gray, kind of pinkish color. There's not a lot of, caramelization or browning that's happened because it has just been cooked in that butter. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a technique called a reverse sear. So what that is I'm gonna go through and salt, pepper my ribeye. Because sometimes that seasoning doesn't always stick in the sous vide. I have a saute pan here that has butter in it. I'm gonna also go ahead and melt some more butter in there as well. I also crushed some garlic. You don't need to mince it because we just want the garlic flavor. And I also have some thyme that I've gone through and tied with some twine. Okay, so that's gonna go in here too. And what that's gonna do is that's just gonna go ahead and season that butter. Then the meat is gonna go in here. We're gonna sear it on both sides for about 2 minutes each, because we just want that really nice caramelized crust on it. And then we're gonna be ready to plate it up and it's ready to serve. So if we look over here, you can see, okay, and it's pretty much all melted down. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put the steak in here. Now remember, so this is all hot right here. You wanna make sure when you're laying your piece of meat down, you wanna do it way. I'm gonna go in here now. We're gonna crank that up. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna move that up there because that's gonna really allow it to sear. And we're gonna come through and we're gonna baste with that butter. Okay. I'm also gonna go through and do a little salt and pepper on this side. Remember, we don't need to cook really any other part of the steak. This is really just purely to get the color. Okay, so we're not going to utilize any of this. We have the butter, we have the thyme, we have the garlic that's pretty much been fried in that butter. You don't need to utilize anything like that. We're going to come back here. We have a nice medium rare here on this. So sous vide really allows you to get that beautiful medium rare all the way throughout. You don't have any of the grain that goes along the outside of the meat sometimes, because when we're dealing with a flame, we're not always going to have even heat. Obviously, too, if you're in a restaurant, you have gloves on as well. At least here. You go through and see your meat there. Obviously, we'd want some sort of side with this as well. But we can go through and just kind of put some of our thyme. throughout. Okay. You can also I typically serve it with like a Roubuchon whipped potato, have a sauce maybe of some sort, but this is really just to showcase the meat, the technique of sous vide. So there you go. Thank you, everybody.